Hi, I'm George Polaris. I am the president and owner of George Polaris and Associates Creative Communications. I'm an expert in creative communications, whether it be marketing, advertising, or all of your communications needs. My phone number is 313-595-1897. I'm here to talk to you today about 7 simple steps that will give you more bang for the buck in your marketing plan. One of the main steps that I tell people is to work with the best people qualified. An analogy that I'd give you, if you had a problem with your teeth, you would work with an expert in dentistry. If you needed braces, you wouldn't go to your dentist, you would go to an orthodontist. The same with medical care, things around your home. It's really important to work with people who are qualified because it's your money that you're spending, and you'd better make sure you're working with the best people qualified. Another point is properly identify your brand. Make sure you know what your brand is. A brand is not a logo. A brand is not a theme line. A brand is something that lives in the mind of a consumer, and you need to identify that brand before you can do anything. Too many times people run out and do marketing and advertising campaigns, but they really don't have a brand that's identified, and that is a waste of time. Another one is to develop a solid marketing and advertising plan. Once you have your brand identified, it's really important to lay out a marketing plan. What that means is now you have a product and a service, and you're taking it to market on where you're going to do things, what kinds of medium you're going to place it in, etc. Then you decide what your advertising should be that's going to fit in these appropriate places from a marketing strategy. Another key point is really identifying your target market. This will help you structure your message. Once you know who your target is, on who you want to talk to, it will help you customize your messaging for that particular market. Another key point that I tell people is to establish a budget. Once you have a budget, it's really important that you stick to it, because if you establish a budget that you want to work for 6 months, but you really don't have a plan of attack and you spend your budget up front in your first month, you will not be effective, you will not be consistent, and you've basically wasted your money. Establishing a budget is critical. Even if you're working with a small budget, you still have to stick to it, and you can do some very smart things in marketing and advertising with minimal dollars. Another point is be aggressive in the market and be consistent. Too many times, because of different things that happen in the market, people change their strategy, they get scared, they change their messaging. What that does is that becomes a disconnect to a consumer. A consumer needs to have a consistent message over and over, and it all needs to fit your brand. Whether it's the tonality of your commercials, whether it's the black and white of your ad versus color, do you use people in that? All of those things are consistency, and they give you an impact in the market. The last point I would tell you is to be bold in your marketing and advertising communications. We live in a very cluttered landscape, and it's important to be bold in what you do. Your advertising and your messaging needs to stand out. If it doesn't stand out, nobody's going to pay attention to it. Sometimes you can have an ad that stands out, but if it's put in an environment where there's many ads that stand out, again, it's going to be cluttered. So you need to be bold, and you need to be aggressive, you need to be consistent, and you need to make sure you're spending your money wisely. Again, I'm George Polaris, president and owner of George Polaris and Associates. You can reach me at 313-595-1897.